Sources detail Joel Embiid's isolation and distrust within 76ers organization last season. The 76ers are projecting optimism entering training camp, but sources close to the organization revealed deep-seated dysfunction centered around Joel Embiid during last season's 24-58 collapse. Former staffers and player associates describe an environment plagued by mistrust, miscommunications, broken down. According to the Ringer, the organization was built around one guy who doesn't trust anyone and mostly keeps to himself. Joel Embiid appeared in 19 games last year. That isolation created organizational chaos. With Joel, even if there is a plan in place, you can't say anything about it, a second former team staffer said. Tensions escalated in November with the ESPN leaks to Shams, whatever. People left that night feeling like they had turned a corner. Everyone promised to keep the details in-house, and then they wake up and all the details are out. A person close to the player said it all created an environment of dysfunction. So that was when there was a leak with ESPN Shams, with grievances directed at Embiid becoming public. The breach damaged locker room trust and appeared to affect Joel Embiid most significantly. Trust doesn't seem to be an issue with the Knicks, especially when Tibbs was here. When anybody who started chirping too much, they got rid of those guys. They made sure even Quentin Grimes was on that team now. Got rid of him. Obi Toppin, who almost won the championship, got rid of him. But Joel Embiid, it's a lot going on with the process. Like, it seems like the end of the road, really.
It's one guy that, for some reason, he doesn't get enough blame and enough flack. And that is one of the most overrated GMs in sports history, Daryl Morey. He's part of the blame for this. Now, he's not to blame that Embiid, gets injured or is injury prone. But look at the players he tried to build around Embiid with the Harden, which was a mess. You went and got Paul George, which nobody agreed to that. And then you gave him all that money. The only highlights I have is Maxey. But with Embiid is about to be put in that category with T-Mac, Penny Hardaway, D. Rose, Grant Hill. The what ifs. He's about to be the biggest what if. At this point, we don't know if he can get healthy or stay healthy. We don't know if this is his fault or not. But listen, it's sad. It's sad. I said this 2 years ago. You supposed to trade him. When his stocks was super high, you were supposed to trade him. Everybody knows Philly is a bad organization. We know that. You can tell. And then now you have your star player saying, I don't trust none of y'all. Last time I heard a player not trusting the organization, he was traded, a la Kawhi Leonard in the San Antonio Spurs. So how do you not take a page out of that book? You know what Philly could have got for Embiid 2 years ago?
Could have robbed us.
So remember, I wanted Embiid. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's sad. But I think at this point, I'm not gonna say his career is over, but I don't know what he can do to stay healthy. And with a talent in a guy like that, how do you build your future around him? How do you give him what is he gonna want? 400 million? If guys are getting 300, what are you gonna want? 350, 400? How do you do that? So Philly is a mess, man. Philly is a mess. So between Embiid and Paul George, listen, it's sad, but just to finish my opinion, he's about to be in that category. 5 years from now, we're gonna be saying, what if? Who's the biggest what if? If this person never got injured, how great would he have been? We already know the four: T-Mac, D. Rose, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway. Joel Embiid is about to be in that category. Sad.
I don't think Penny had a real chance. Grant Hill, I don't even think is fair, right? Like, I think if he was healthy, if he had a better surgery, if he didn't get the staph infection, it feels like he would have been a different level because he proved like, yo, I'm still nice, still really good.
Hold on. Stay right there. Hold. You telling me if Penny couldn't stay healthy, Penny wouldn't have been on another level?
No, I think he was on a different world, but
Right.
Joel Embiid doesn't have the same excuse as Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway's career was basically done with his injuries. And B still comes out and it's like, I don't
I
know.
disagree, Fabian.
What do you mean?
Fabian, and I don't mean to cut you off. Joel Embiid, he's been injury prone since college.
Right.
Philly drafted him and he couldn't get on the floor for 2 years. Right. So I'm just saying, all those guys have something in common where it's like they can't stay healthy.
Yes, but Embiid in the playoffs, we've seen him. They lost. When they lost, we said we were okay with blaming Ben Simmons. We were okay with it because Ben Simmons with the layup and all that, and we okay. Well, both of y'all a bunch of bums. Because why didn't you kill Atlanta? Like we have it against they didn't they lose against the Celtics. There was time. It ain't just last season that this is all on him. He ain't never
Bro,
made the conference finals, and we've seen a lot of Joel Embiid that's like, yo, you could have beaten those Celtics. I think Miami one year, and of course, the most unfortunate thing that we can't argue is Kawhi Leonard hitting the game winner. That's the only time we could really say you didn't advance because that was just
right.
a straight real dude that did that great shot. But Embiid had way more time to prove and play during his MVP level than Penny Hardaway, D Rose, Grant Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Oh,
had way more of a chance to establish himself as a new Bill Walton than they did.
but, and that's a great point. But with Embiid, if we're talking about years, I think they all have the same amount of years, where it's like that 2 to 5 year window, and then after that, like think about it. Embiid in the playoffs, he never was fully healthy, bro. Bro, when he played this in the playoffs, listen, man, his eye was like he was twisted. So that's what
Yes.
I'm saying. This is something that maybe he can't help. I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody. I wish he could be healthy. Because I'm gonna be honest, him healthy, he's a hell of a basketball player. He get a championship with that skill set. And listen, there's gonna be some furniture moving when we talk about some of the greatest Simpsons to play this game. He will have to be mentioned. How we go berserk about the Joker, you have to do the same thing about him. Be with that skill set because he can play. He can put the ball on the floor and get by you with a crossover and do the same thing. Hit the 3-point shot. So I just feel that what you're saying as far as you're not being fair a little bit. I get what you're saying with the Penny, but I think Joel Embiid has the same problem with all those guys, meaning, bro, he can't stay healthy, bro. He
And
just can't.
I think you put yourself in checkmate once you brought that name up. Because when it was time to play Joker in Denver, some way, somehow, Joel Embiid is MIA. And it's
Agree.
things like that that we look to as fans, as competitors, and we go, yo, you killed Joker in Philly. You go bananas. But now we all know Mile High City is tougher for athletes to go play ball. And for whatever reason, not only do you not go forget competing, you don't play. And that seems to be what we think of Joel Embiid. Like, yo, all right, you injured. You got the injury excuse. No doubt. We'll give you that. But there's also something else that we go, nah, Penny competed. Grant Hill competed.
But
Derrick Rose competed. It didn't matter who was
let
in
me
front of
ask you
Derrick Rose.
my actual question that a lot of people are scared to ask and they duck. Fully healthy, no injuries.
Mm.
Who are you taking? Joel Embiid or the Joker?
If they never get hurt,
Yeah,
I go Embiid. If they never get hurt, I go Embiid because he's a monster. He's a monster.
that
But Joker again with it's because that's what I'm saying. That this thing isn't just about health. There's something about y'all that remember Joker gets eaten up by Anthony Davis when he's on right. These guys get physical with him. You can't get physical with Embiid. His shit was mad strategy. We're gonna get into passing lanes. He used to be down in the post way more often. He couldn't kick out of double teams. Then this guy, oh, what's his name? Nick Nurse, put him at the top of the key and let him just dump the ball off. And Philly looked like a championship team. We were being real. The same season, we looked like a championship team, in my opinion, two
right,
seasons
right,
ago before
yeah.
he got hurt, first round against us. So talent-wise, I don't think you take even the Magic Johnson of centers. You can't even take him over a dominant center that's just you're gonna have to foul him. He's dirty as hell. And he's so what can you really do with a dude like that who could shoot up and under, finesse with a handle like that? Definitely and be fully healthy, yes. But I don't know if he's as competitive as Joker and these dudes, bro. I think talent is not what we arguing. It's I don't know how much heart he really has and how much full of shit, if we being real, Joel Embiid is. All TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.